Hey guys, the biggest asshole in the Assassin's Creed community here, and welcome back to another video on Assassin's Creed Empire. So today, I'm going to make a video, top 5 things I don't want to be in Assassin's Creed Empire. Now, my last video about top 5 things that I want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire, it got nearly 30,000 views, which was quite nice. So I want to thank everyone for that watched that video and gave their opinions on it, as that's very nice. So cheers. 30,000 views, my most viewed video, or 27,000 views, but thank you very much. So, top 5 things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire. Let's get straight into this. So, number 5 on this list of things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire is the lack of a hood. Now, you're probably thinking, it's a fucking hood. It's a hood, for Christ's sake. Why do you care so much? Why do you care? I don't want to see a lack of a hood. The reason why is just because in Syndicate it made the game so much less playable for me for some reason. I know a lot of other people that have this problem because the top hat in Syndicate, it wasn't as good as having that badass hood. And considering there was no way to get rid of the top hat and then have the hood if you wanted it, it just made it awful. It was really annoying when you just wanted to free roam, look like this badass assassin with his hood up, you know, and you couldn't do that because he had his top hat on. And if you wanted your hood up when running around, you'd have to crouch first, and then you could never stand still with your hood up, so you could never really look quite badass in the game, and it was really, really annoying. It wasn't so much a problem with Evie, considering she didn't have a hat that she put on. She just kind of had the robes, and that was it. Even that was quite annoying because they didn't really identify as assassins, they just kind of normal people. But with Jacob it was even more annoying because he had this stupid top hat that he put on. I never really liked the top hat from the demos, but I always just assumed that you would have been able to put it up, and that there would have been an option like in Assassin's Creed Liberation where you could buy a hood from one of the vendors. But no, you could not do that, and it really made an impact on my experience in the game for some reason. It was really weird, and I know it affected a lot of other people's games as well, because the hood is a very iconic thing in the Assassin's Creed series, and it's something that I want to see return in Empire. So, number 5 on my list, lack of hoods. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a severe lack of hoods. So for number 4 on this list of things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire is a plethora of tailing missions. Now, Assassin's Creed is a series that is very notorious for the amount of tailing missions it had in its games. Now, Assassin's Creed 1 through Syndicate all have tailing missions. 1 not so many, because it didn't really have many game mechanics put in place for there to be a tailing mission, but the rest of them have lots of tailing missions. Assassin's Creed 3 being one that has many tailing missions, and it is a really pathetic way of furthering a game's story, just having you follow someone around the place and then have them turn around every now and then. It's very annoying, and it's a very old mechanic to use in games and mission structure, I guess. But yeah, it's a very old mechanic, and I just really dislike the tailing missions. Now, in Unity and Syndicate, they attempted to add a little new dynamic feature in that was oh, if you miss the guy in the tailing mission, you can just find him later. And that was, it was a bit odd. It didn't really do it. It didn't do it. It just didn't do it. You know, I just like the option to be able to kill the guy and then loot him, and there'll be a note on his body maybe, or something like that. Now that probably sounds like bullshit, but there's a lot of other game series that do it. I know Skyrim does it. You have an option to steal it off the guy, or you know, follow him to a certain area and something like that, and it'll kind of just make everything a lot more dynamic and let the player choose what he wants to do. Because half the time in Assassin's Creed, the stealth doesn't fucking work, and the guy turns around and sees you, and it's great. Like in Assassin's Creed 3, the amount of times I've been in the middle of a tailing mission and I just can't do it because the person turns around, or I fucking spaz through a fucking wall. I don't enjoy tailing missions. They're not fun, especially for replayability in the game. It just makes it less replayable, in my opinion. So I don't like tailing missions. They're fucking terrible. So for number 3 on my list of top 5 things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire is one game gimmicks. Now, if you don't know what I mean by this, I mean the hook blade, and in Assassin's Creed 4 we had the naval, and then in Syndicate we had the rope launcher, and also in Unity we had the Phantom Blade. I don't want to see like the rope launcher coming back in Assassin's Creed Empire. I think that'd be really stupid because they haven't seemed to have done it in the past. But just in case Ubisoft were thinking of putting the hook blade in Empire, or just naval for the sake of having naval in it, or the rope launcher, I think it'd be a very bad idea. I really don't want to see it in the game. Like, if they have naval in the game, I just wouldn't enjoy it, because it'd be like they're doing this just to have naval in their game for the sake of it. It doesn't further the game or anything. If this game's set in ancient Egypt, which I hope it will be, there will be no need to have naval in it at all. The only reason Assassin's Creed 4 did is because it was set in the West Indies, which is a lot. There's a lot of water there, you know, and the time it was set, it makes sense because there was a lot of pirates and stuff like that. So it makes sense for there to be boats in ships in Assassin's Creed 4. But in Empire, it just wouldn't make any sense, and neither would a rope launcher. I think it'd ruin it. The rope launcher did ruin the parkour of Assassin's Creed Syndicate a lot, and it just made it so easy to do anything. So, you know, that was idea Ubisoft, that was shit. But yeah, I don't want to see any gimmicks in any of the games, because I think that'd suck. That'd be really fucking shit. Like, I would not enjoy that at all. So, for number 4 on the list of things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire has got to be a boring protagonist. Now, I've already stated this. I would really not like a boring protagonist, because we've had Connor and he was pretty boring, and we've had Jacob and Evie and they were pretty boring as well. Like, a lot of people enjoyed Jacob and Evie and were like, oh, my favourite assassins and stuff, and don't get me wrong, they were good in their game, but they were still quite forgettable. Like, Assassin's Creed Syndicate was a pretty forgettable game in my opinion, and there wasn't many things about it that stood out an awful lot apart from the shroud. Like, that was the only thing that kind of caught my attention and that was important about the game. The rest of it was just a bit meh, and then also the fact that Desmond's son was kind of announced in the game. But apart from those two things, there wasn't an awful lot in Syndicate, and I really don't want a boring, forgettable main protagonist again. I want one that I'll remember, like Ezio or Altair or Edward. Like, those are my favourite characters in the series. I mean, hell, even Arno was a pretty damn good character. He wasn't the best, but he certainly wasn't the worst, as he was like a good assassin, and he was quite charismatic at the beginning of the game. But yeah, so I just want a character that would be very, like, just good, like Ezio. Ezio was like, I always use Ezio as an example, and people get really pissed off because they think I'm sucking Ezio's fucking arsehole out. But he's my favourite character for a reason, because he is a very good character. He's just got that mix of funny, of, you know, seriousness, badassness, and I want a character like him. Just not as in like an Ezio copy. I don't want another Ezio. I just want a character that like is still a badass but can crack jokes at the same time. So I don't want to see a boring protagonist, as we've had a few of them in the past, and they're terrible. They're just, oh god, it's horrible. Having to play as someone you don't like, it's really fucking annoying. So for number 1 on my list of top 5 things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire is, I don't want to see an Assassin's Creed game that has one assassin in it. I want there to be a trilogy, like the Ezio trilogy. So people have said that the next Assassin's Creed game will possibly like have a protagonist that will then be in the next game, and perhaps the next one after that as well, which would be so cool to have another trilogy with the same assassin, because I really do like returning characters. It is really fucking cool. So if we were to have another assassin, I would like for him to come back again in the next 2 games to create a trilogy, because it really does allow for a lot of character development and stuff, and it is oh, I love it. That's why the Ezio trilogy was so good, and that's probably why Ezio was such a good character, because of the fact that he had 3 games to be fleshed out and developed more. Like, if it was just Assassin's Creed 2, I don't think I would have liked him as much as I do now. The fact that we were stuck with him 3 games was just really cool, because we got to know his character as a whole, I guess. So I would like to see a returning assassin, which would be very great, because we all know for the past few games it's just kind of been, you know, Edward, Arno, Jacob and Evie, and we're moving on very quickly, and I want to see an assassin more involved as a whole, and just to be more of an important character in general. That's why we're with him for 3 games. which would be great. I would love that so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of top 5 things I don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire. Let's try and reach like 30 likes, please. I'd love to reach 30 likes. That'd be great. I'm sure we'll be able to do it. I'm staying humble. I'm not going to go for like 6 million likes, please, because that would be great. That would be really great. I'd like that so much. But like 30 likes, if we get more than that, I'll be very fucking happy. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below of what you don't want to see in Assassin's Creed Empire and stuff like that. Just, share your opinion with me. Share your opinion. Bring in the love, guys. And, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!